All right, my friends, listen up. Big shake-up happening in the land of the desert in the olive trees. Saif al-Islam Gaddafi, yes, that Gaddafi Jr., has stepped back onto Libya's stage with a roar. He's not quietly tiptoeing in, he's swaggering in. And folks from Tobruk to Tripoli are whispering, what now? Is this comeback about rebuilding our Libya for real? Or is it about revenge, old-school style? The West certainly never saw this turn coming. Strap in, Habibi, because we're diving into 10 wild, must-know facts that show how this return could change everything. After the 2011 uprising, Saif vanished from the front lines like a desert mirage. Captured in Zintan in November 2011, sentenced to death in absentia in Tripoli in 2015. Then, in 2017, he walked free thanks to militia deals and an amnesty by the East-based government. Now he re-emerges wielding the old green flag, gathering loyalists and tribes. There's no low-profile mode here. This return screams, I'm back in the game. Hang tight, body, because when someone disappears only to come back strong, you better believe there's a bigger story waiting. Remember those days when Libya wasn't just oil fields and sand dunes? We had free healthcare, education, housing initiatives, the dream of a social jamahiriya, however imperfect. Then came the uprising, NATO intervention, regime collapse, and Libya's infrastructure and institutions crumbled like ancient ruins in the wind. Now, after more than a decade, we see fragmented states, militia rule, foreign fighters, and the average citizen asking, where's stability? When someone like Saif slinks back, many locals aren't asking why so much as finally. If you thought the mess was all old news, hold on. The next move explains why nostalgia is becoming dangerous. In Tripoli cafes, you'll hear older men lean back and say, at least the 90s, we had lights and steady water. That's not just sentimental talk, it's political currency. Saif is tapping into that vibe, a promise of returning to what worked. For some tribes, former regime loyalists, even war-torn families, it's less about ideology and more about relief. Relief from chaos. He's not selling a brand new future, he's promising an old comfort. The slogan? Remember when? Let's bring back. And bringing back is easier to say than done, especially when the other power players aren't ready to hand over the keys. Here's where things get spicy. Despite being wanted by the International Criminal Court, ICC, for crimes against humanity, yes, serious allegations hanging over him. Despite that, he registered as a presidential candidate for the December 2021 poll. Wild, right? In Libya's patchwork political scene, being wanted can sometimes even strengthen your brand, the rebel turned kingmaker. We're watching a man with a justice burden shake hands in southern Libya, tell folks, let's rebuild my country. Think he's done? Nope. The next fact shows you just how fed up the people are.
Now, don't get me wrong. Calling the current system democracy is generous. Libya's elections, power grabs by warlords, foreign interference, divided militaries east versus west. Many Libyans wake up asking, why vote when the guns decide anyway? The frustration is real. Saif's message? Forget your broken system. The old regime had order. That's dangerous political fuel, especially when people begin to believe the devil they knew might not have been that bad. And when order's on the line, rival armies show up, letting you know this isn't just about speeches. While everyone was looking at his face, Saif was quietly rebuilding networks, old regime engineers, tribal elders, military commanders, even loyalist kids knowing green flag songs by heart. He's reconnecting the dots, infrastructure promises, tribal pacts, projects whispered in the back rooms, the kind of stuff you don't announce in press conferences, you build behind the scenes. And when the actors are ready, you hit hard. But every cast has its rival, and now the competitor just stepped up. Enter Khalifa Haftar, East Libya's big boss, controlling fossil fields, backed by foreign mercenaries, fancy war toys, big rhetoric. Haftar once dismissed Saif as naive, but today parts of his base quietly shift. Tribes in the east, looking at Saif's green networks and wondering if maybe his wave is less risky than Haftar's bombs. When two strong men circle the same prize, Libya's future, gasoline meets fuse. And speaking of foreigners and prizes, yeah, the West is sweating this one out. Picture this. Europe depends on Libya for oil, migration control, regional stability. Now imagine Saif revives his father's Pan-African alliances, flips the script, trades eastwards instead of northwards. That shakes Brussels and Washington like a sandstorm in the Mediterranean. The West never invited him back, never counted this combat card, but here he is, and they're scrambling. Yet politics and alliances are one thing. Legacy and purpose are the next level. This is where the mood shifts. Is this comeback about one thing or the other? Rebuild equals healing Libya, restoring services, reuniting tribes. Revenge equals settling scores, re-establishing control, rewriting history. With Saif's lineage, his father's legacy, the scars of the war, you can't separate the two easily. Many Libyans ask, will he look forwards or backwards? Because sometimes when you look too hard behind, you step into the same trap. And that sets the stage for the burning question everyone's asking. You've got the name, you've got the nostalgia, you've got the momentum. But Libya is a fractured land, riddled with warlords, foreign actors, weak institutions, wounded citizens. No amount of bold speeches or familiar flags will fix that overnight. Saif's challenge is huge, maybe the biggest Libya's seen since 2011. The West will resist, warlords will fight, citizens will watch. But if he succeeds, Libya could shift on its axis. If he fails, the nightmares return. Yalla Habibi, this saga is just getting started and you heard it here first from GlobalPulse News. What do you think? Is Saif al-Islam Gaddafi the comeback Libya needs or the ghost best left in the past? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Smash that subscribe, ring the bell, because the next chapter, it's gonna hit hard. And before you go, big shout out to our sister channels. Check out Sparkling Kids, youtube.com/sparklingkids and Raima Fatima for fun, learning and family vibes. Let's grow together as one voice, one family. This is Global Pulse News, bold, unfiltered, right to your screen. Stay tuned.